Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight, to keep up with our current theme of showing off some of the craziest replays that you guys have sent me, we've got one sent in by father of mine in the Tier 5 American battleship USS Tennessee. Now Tennessee is probably one of the most overlooked, underrated ships at Tier 5. I don't know why, because, actually I do know why. Everybody is more interested in her sister. What is her sister? Her sister is the one ship at Tier 5 who has had a Brazilian butt lift. She is the captain of the thickest. She is the California. That's right. Tennessee and California are actually sister ships. They are both Tennessee-class battleships, but to me, Tennessee just holds a special place in my heart. Not only is she just as potent as her thicker sister, but honestly, you gotta give up the fact that her designation is BB-43, so that means we share a common bond. Our favorite number is 43, so it makes sense, right? Now, the one thing that the Tennessee doesn't have is the Tennessee is pre-retrofit Tennessee class, whereas the California is post-retrofit Tennessee class. California gets the big wide hips, the gigantic amount of extra torque protection. Tennessee does not. What does this mean? Well, while their main guns are the same, and they are both very, very accurate, Tennessee tends to have a higher top speed, even if only just. And also, now I don't know if that's in game. I'm just saying, like, just in general, Tennessee would have a higher top speed because she's not as thick. But, oh my god, Fuso just got slapped. And that's going to be a theme in this one, I ain't gonna lie. There are going to be plenty of slaps going around because this game is ridiculous. But Tennessee also doesn't get the torque protection, obviously, that California gets. California has the thickest torque protection out of all of the ships for the U.S. Navy. Like, it's not even a question. It's ridiculous. And she also gets to have, because of that extra thickness, a little bit more protection in the center of the ship. Whereas Tennessee, if you go broadside, you are going to pay for it, much like the New Mexico. New Mexico is notorious for going broadside and getting caught. That being said, you do get a lot of use out of your full firepower on American dreadnoughts. And Tennessee and California, New Mexico obviously is a different class. I'm just saying, Tennessee, California, they're super dreadnoughts. What does this mean? This means you get to do, oh my god. Yep, rip our div mate. Div mate goes down already. The enemy also has a 2-to-1 cap advantage, so we need to start thinking about moving here. And as you can see, we've got the guns flipping to the right, which means our intrepid hero, father of mine, is going to start moving forward. Putting the guns to the right side of the ship is absolutely the right move here because you're protected on the left side by your teammates. And so most of the enemies you're fighting right now are on the right, and you don't want to push all the way out to the edge. Remember, American dreadnoughts especially are extremely slow. They're very, very slow. California, I think, has a top speed of like 18.5 knots with gyrating drill bits and all that. But I'm just saying, like, just like 18.5 knots. Now, right now, we're only doing like 18.5 knots, but I think we can go about as fast as Arizona and other dreadnoughts, which are about 19 to 20 knots, somewhere in that neighborhood at a top speed scenario. But both teams down a battleship early. We are moving forward, trying to get into a position to where we can not only assist the right side, but also the left side of the map. You can see there is New York and stuff on the left side. Now, this central position is ideal when dealing with very slow ships. Slow ships, like a dreadnought, do not do well when you go around the outside. Okay, this isn't Slim Shady we're talking about, alright? This is an American dreadnought. They slow. So you gotta keep them in positions where their firepower, which is ungodly, as this Omaha is no doubt about ready to find out. Oof. We all knew it was coming. You saw the accuracy as well as I did. Look out. Like, those were rail guns. They were grouping up right at the right point. It was perfect aim. Omaha just sitting there begging for it. Like, you knew it was going to happen. You know what else is going to happen? There's a Pensacola who's about to do probably the exact same thing. He's sitting on the backside of the island, probably thinks he's pretty safe, but fortunately for us, at this range, we should be able to lob that. Now, Cruiser pulls out, starts shooting at him. He's got very little health. He's not paying attention to the fact that he could also be shot by a potential battleship, and Cruiser takes even more of his health, leaving us with just enough to yoink him. And we scored the Citadel as well. I'm pretty sure we would have killed him regardless. But as you can see, 54,000 damage. We're already up to 3 kills. All 3 of the enemy ships that have died at our hands. Now, with the right side completely wiped out, it's time for us to start paying attention to the left side. So we're already rotating our guns around the left side. We've got a Peter Veliki that's very low health and also broadside on, so even if he was full health, if you catch him broadside, it's a wrap. But we are spotted, most likely by a destroyer, since there are 2 of them in the lobby, and Peter Veliki actually has a chance to potentially shoot us. He gets the shots out, looks like it's going into the island. We're angling away, slowing down, and keeping ourselves safe, and we do manage to take out the enemy Russian battleship. And that takes us up to 69,000 damage. Nice. And 1 shy of a Kraken. Now, we are at a point where all 4 ships that have died at our hands. There is an enemy Tennessee out there, which we've already demonstrated at any moment can sway the tide of battle. Anytime you get a dreadnought with all the firepower of any of the dreadnoughts in the game, any of them, you cannot sleep on their shells, man. Because if you give a broadside, you're asking for trouble. Like this McKinson out here, who turns out just in time to catch these rounds. And oh my god, if those were led just a little bit more, that would have been a kill as well. They landed a little bit aft of the rear turret, meaning that most of those were probably overpins. And so we didn't get as much damage as we could have gotten. But here, I mean, it's a guaranteed next shot kill, right? Unfortunately, Destroyer goes behind the island. McKinson gets to go dark for the moment. Now we're looking at waiting for the McKinson to go spotted. McKinson fires his guns. That allows him to be spotted. Now we got a Fubuki closing in on us, so we got to be careful here, but the McKinson should be dead here. And that picks up our Kraken with 6.5 minutes remaining in this lobby. And remember, 5 kills. Only 5 ships have died, okay? So we're doing all the carrying here. Yeah, we haven't gotten all the damage. The team has done a good job of getting damage, but we're in the right position to do damage and finish them off. And sometimes that's what you need to do. It's not yoinking kills, as much as we all like to call it that, and we all have fun when we're like, oh my god, how could you steal my kill? Let's be real. As long as the enemy's dead, that's the win, right? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's what we're going for. Now, the T-22 manages to depth strike our Nevada. Again, the friendlies are not paying attention to the fact that there is a freaking destroyer in the Alpha Cap behind us. Obviously, Father of Mine already looked that direction. He recognizes there is obviously somebody in that cap. Our destroyers may or may not be heading in the direction to help with that. We've got a New York here, which does not overmatch us. We do overmatch New York. We both have 14-inch guns, but the New York has a lot less armor on the bow than we do. So we are going to try to put ourselves in a position where we can absolutely punish. Now, this turn is not something I would advise. He is opening up to get the rear turret, knowing that the Tennessee is here, but fortunately for him, the Tennessee actually doesn't pay attention and he shoots at somebody else. Now, he's got a beautiful look. Now, he should absolutely have fired his rear gun by now. You want to get those guns out as quickly as possible before the enemy battleship has a chance to turn. And as you can see, the enemy battleship's not flat broadside. He is angled away slightly, so we're not getting the citadels that you would expect out of a broadside Tennessee. But being angled a little bit is keeping that Tennessee from just getting yeeted into oblivion. Now, are we going to be able to pick up our 6th kill here? Now, we're angled away, so again, we should be fine. We can tank that pretty easily. Definitely not going to die. The Tennessee is losing all of his health. He is burning. He is going to die here, but just to make sure, we send 1 turret out, and we do manage to finish him off. Now, New York has doubled back, utilizing the island to protect himself, maybe hoping that the other Tennessee would have survived a little bit longer, giving him a chance to maybe flank, get into a crossfire scenario, but unfortunately for him, that is not what happens. Now, we're pushing back towards the Alpha Cap here, maybe to get a little bit of extra XP. We take a shot at the enemy Fubuki, decent chunk, 2 full pins, 1 overpin. Unfortunately, we do have to fire the rear gun at him as well. And we do get another overpin. Now, New York comes around the corner. Remember, New York also has 14-inch guns. They're not the 50 caliber 14-inch guns that you get on the Tennessee, California, New Mexico, and so on. But they are very good guns, so going broadside is not an option here. However, it's even less of an option when you're in the New York. And that gives us our 7th kill. And all that remains is 2 destroyers. And our team is trying their best to defend the caps. Now, we have turned our back on the Alpha cap. We have a destroyer there helping to hopefully stop the enemy from well, they already captured it, but hopefully retake it. But as you can see, the timing, there you go, wait for it. Destroyer is spotted. I'm assuming the destroyer shot at somebody, because he shouldn't be spotted on the backside of that island unless he shot at the friendly destroyer right off our bow. But we know there's a Fubuki that's low health in the near future, so we're just sitting here waiting for our opportunity. If he shows himself, we're going to be there to capitalize. Otherwise, we are in a position that if we come around the corner, there's a chance that we catch the enemy destroyer to our left slipping. In which case, we got to be careful because we've got to turn all the way to the left to get the guns on target. So just as a heads up, that's what we're looking at. But 146,000 damage, 7 kills with 2.5 minutes left. Fubuki does manage to get himself spotted. Unfortunately, he's in a position that we are unable to shoot at him. And our friendly battleship gets to return the favor of all the yoinks. Even though we took all the damage off of him, we don't get the kill. Now, there is an enemy T-22 here, and now you can see we are flipping the guns. This is one of those scenarios where I don't know if it would be quicker to turn the guns or if it'd be quicker to turn the ship here. But obviously, we see which decision that we're making. T-22, not a lot of health, very low tier destroyer, so very little health, just around 10k, maybe 11,000 health total. But front guns out, we managed to just come up short. The T-22 is engaging our destroyer though, so he's not going to go dark anytime soon. And so right at this point, we're looking for rear guns to be into azimuth to make sure we can shoot them. And then, of course, we're going to be able to get a full broadside out on this next shot. Notice he doesn't switch to HE. There's no real need to. With American battleships, I've found in my experience that switching to HE is kind of a mixed bag. But as you can see, when you only have to deal 5,000 hit points and you're dealing 1,100 per overpin, you can absolutely kill a destroyer pretty easily with AP. 152,000 damage, Confederate First Blood, 3 dev strikes, a high cal, and a Kraken Unleashed with 8 kills. If anybody out there has managed to put up more than 8 kills, let me know. Send me the video. I would love to make a community replay out of it. Don't forget, guys, if you guys want to send in your own community replays, just send the link, whether it's a YouTube video or a file that you uploaded to a file share, send the link to me at Spartan Elite 43, no spaces, all lowercase, so SpartanElite43@gmail.com. It is that simple. I will go through, leave a little bit of a description in the title for me so that I don't have to watch every single video. I can just go, okay, this one says he did 3,200 or 32,000 damage. I don't need to look at this one, because one of the beauties of having the biggest channel here, I say biggest channel, I know I was passed recently by PG, but for what we do, the biggest channel. And one of the perks of that is we get to cherry pick from the best replays sent in to us. So make sure that you send in your absolute best, and I will try to feature you on the channel. Thank you so much for sending this one in, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.